Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another reading of the John Johson Chronicles, a story written about 7 years ago by myself and my friends in our edgy days of high school. It is a story filled to the brim with memes, cringe, chaos, and everything in between. I will be narrating chapters 17 to 22 today. If you're curious and want to check out previous chapters, I have a playlist with all of them in there. The John Johson Chronicles, you can find it on my channel, Noodles Night Train. With that all being said, let's get right into it and let's read. Chapter 17, How Did I Get Here? JJ woke up in a place he felt was familiar, as if he had seen it many times, but he had actually never been there. Looking around, he first noticed that he was wearing a really crummy bear suit, as in it was filled with crumbs. He then scanned the barren landscape all around him, which was gray and covered in craters. He peered up into the sky and saw not what he expected to see in the night sky, the earth. How did I get here? He asked himself, for he realized he was on the moon. But that was the least of JJ's worries. From over the Martian landscape, JJ felt a slight tremor. A faint, sustained sound was also penetrating the thin atmosphere. Sound doesn't travel on the moon, but who cares? JJ made the noise out to be the Mexican Hat Dance song, pulsating at about 600 hertz. A very large sombrero, capital S, climbed on spider-like legs over to JJ in parallel front. Out of the sombrero stretched a large blue tongue. The sombrero was not a ship, it was alive. Despite this, out of the sombrero climbed what appeared to be a walrus chinchilla platypus, half-bred with a Norwegian bellhop. He raised his 47 bells in the air in greeting to the earthling. He said, in basic moon speak, pronouncing each A differently. I need bath salts, JJ said. Said the moon creature. Really? You think you could find some there? JJ giddily asked. Said the moon creature. Thanks so much. The moon creature led JJ to his spare sombrero, UFO, which JJ would be lent to get back to Earth. Have a safe journey, the moon creature said in English. He wasn't actually talking in moon language, he was clearing his throat the whole time. How JJ knew what he was talking about is beyond me. The ship released a bright lime green tongue, and JJ ascended into the cockpit. JJ put the Subaru marked key in the ignition of the ship, and La Cucaracha began blaring out from the speakers around him. As the engine revved up, a screen came up on the front windshield. It says, "Please choose destination, Australia." After pondering where he should go for 3 Earth days, JJ decided on going to Australia. The rockets blasted full power, and JJ was inbound to the land of big effing dingoes. Chapter 19. That's a big effing dingo. On the long journey back to Earth, JJ happily listened to La Cucaracha about 5,047.7 times. In fact, he was so into dancing to the tune that when his ship slammed into the Sydney Opera House, he didn't even notice. It took him 2 weeks to realize the ship was no longer moving and had a massive hole in its hood. He stepped out of the giant sombrero and walked right in on somebody named Sydney singing an opera in the Sydney Opera House. JJ immediately began howling and booing. "Get the heck off the stage, you talentless wench," he bellowed. The young alto began bawling and ran off the stage. JJ was socked hard by a big effing guard dingo and was escorted out of the opera house. He was given a hedge trimmer by the guards, directed to some bushes, and told to beat around him. JJ was flabbergasted. What was he to do? Chapter 19.5. Where the heck is Chapter 18? My dear readers, I am ashamed to admit to you one of my most grievous errors. It is in my utmost sincerest of all apologies that I address the issue of the lack of a chapter 18. This was unexpected for all of us, me as much as for you. You all may be thinking, why not just rename chapter 19? Alas, what is done is done. The past cannot be changed. To atone for the inexcusable blunder I hath committed, chapter 18 will return, better than ever, in the near future. Keep your eyes peeled, just like you would a banana, and keep reading. JJ's tale is far from over. Ooh, title's a little close to the paragraph there, but don't mind that. Chapter 20. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. JJ, humanity's last hope, not really, was no closer to obtaining the bath salts than he was a mere 4 days ago, when he chucked a pitcher of mystery yellow liquid at the unsuspecting man. JJ knew this, knew it well, and knew firmly that things needed to change. He had been beating around the bush, quite literally, for too long. His hedge trimmers had run out of their fuel source, liquefied toenail clippings, and his hedges were nearly beat to oblivion. In a valiant effort of redemption, when the portal to oblivion opened and its ugly maw, JJ jumped in front of his precious hedges, preparing to give his life for them. I just now realized the joke I made there with the oblivion part. The passage engulfed JJ, who thought his life was indeed sacrificed and ending. However, once he was sucked in, JJ did not feel death. Instead, he underwent a feeling of true solace. Every inch of his body felt smooth. His limbs had edges. His head grew heavy and rectangular. His body soon followed. JJ was dropped from the sky, head first. Except this was no normal sky. The clouds around him, the sun, the fields below him, they were all cuboid. "Well, call me Timmy and slap my bootstraps," JJ exclaimed. He slammed into the ground at about 578.8 miles per hour. Wait, no. JJ's speedometer did not say 578.8. It actually said 578.8 in 11:30 seconds. That's better. Anyway, he hit the ground and passed out cold. I'd like to apologize for these next couple of chapters because they are very cringy. Chapter 21. A mental block. JJ awoke to a world unlike any other. Everything was blocks. He immediately recognized where he had landed. He was in Minecraft. Looking straight up, he saw his player name. XXX JJ Killer of Noobs. Z. No Mercy for Corns. XXX. JJ looked down at his blocky hands and realized he had an insatiable urge to punch a tree for some wood. He walked up to the nearest oak and punched the tree, just like he had done in his 4,007,034 hours of Minecraft playtime. Upon impact, his fist, actually, I shouldn't say his fist, because what it was no longer such. His rectangular nub blasted through the wood, and the entire tree collapsed onto him. "WTF!" JJ yelled. "I didn't install Timber Mod, though." JJ looked down at his hands and realized that instead of a blocky hand holding some wood, there was a severely mangled normal human hand. The pain shot through JJ's spine up to his scapular. He screeched. Then, in an instant, his blocky hand was back to holding the wood. Must have been a glitch, JJ wondered. JJ then continued until sunset, propelling his fist through trees, having it turn into a broken real hand, then back to normal. Let it be known that JJ developed severe PTSD after this occurrence. At sundown, JJ remembered that evil things came out at night, so he used his haul of 4 wood blocks to craft up 16 planks, which he then used to build a 3x3 block house for himself to stay in for the night. Work that math out. Again. Except it wasn't a house. It was a shrine to Herobrine. JJ just summoned Herobrine. He was, and I quote, absolutely effed. Chapter 22. The Return of the Antichrist. JJ, anticipating the end of all things blocky, was able to hide behind the nearest cow upon Herobrine's epic resurrection. JJ got out his Little Tykes playphone and called up a gentleman he hadn't exchanged words with in decades. Unfortunately, JJ didn't know the man's actual name, so he just called him Notch. "Notch! Your Minecraft is broken again! I thought you said you removed Herobrine, you dick!" Notch hung up, without saying a word. Within mere minutes, a massive command window opened up above the head of JJ, and Herobrine noticed him. The evil overlord of Maincroft stepped forward, his nipples itching to consume JJ's somewhat sticky flesh. Moments before his demise, words started being typed in the great command box. It said, /give XXX JJ killer of noobs, no mercy for corn XXX diamond sword 1, with the sound of a reverberating poop sound in the toilet. Told you the crane. Into JJ's hand fell a diamond sword. The great command box typed on, giving JJ all enchanted diamond armor. JJ received a private message from Notch stating, "Fend off Herobrine. I'm going to download the /kill bucket command." "Got it," JJ shouted, not realizing Notch couldn't hear him. JJ charged Herobrine, but stopped abruptly, realizing his hunger bar was very low. "Time out!" JJ screamed, and a 5-minute intermission was agreed upon by JJ and Herobrine. JJ turned to the cow that once protected him, and with the fire of 1,000 hex in his eyes, sliced the poor animal into 7 pieces. He ate the meat raw and gained the food poisoning debuff. His hunger rapidly deteriorated, and he started ranting. "I am 5 seconds away from rage quitting," he grumbled. The intermission ended, and Herobrine once again traveled towards JJ, but he would never make it, for the command box above JJ's head appeared. /kill. Herobrine disappeared, as did the command box after chatting, "Check out Minecraft's newest update." "Wait!" JJ cried. "Notch, you don't even own Minecraft anymore!" Minecraft abruptly crashed, and JJ was thrown back to the desktop screen. Alrighty. Thank you for listening, everyone. As always, please consider giving me a like, a subscribe, or type a comment, let me know what you thought about it. There will be more parts as usual. Check out the playlist and check the previous parts if you want to listen to more in the meantime. I'm trying to upload these on a daily basis right now, so I'll do my best with that. I might be changing up the time that I upload them, because it's kind of like a really bad time right now. I'm doing it after work, but I feel like there could be a better time, so I'm going to try to work something out. But anyways, I'm really having a good time narrating this story. I hope people are enjoying listening, so thank you again. See you later.